Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. So they took a less humorous, more serious approach, yet the film still turned out silly. Go figure. Piranha, the 1995 remake of the 1978 cult classic. This is the first of two remakes, actually. Make sure to check out my previous review for Piranha 2, The Spawning. It's a lot of fishy fun this February, and I'm glad to be doing it. Now, let's get to this review. And if you want to check out my review for Piranha 2, The Spawning before this, links up here, baby. The plot. It's the same as the original. Piranha are accidentally unleashed into the river system and they kill. But this time, they remove the army getting involved and just add a couple of goofy scenes to pad the runtime. This was more serious? Trust me, there are other reasons to not like this movie. But let's try to start off with some positives. The film has great cinematography and lighting, and it does sometimes follow the novelization that was based off the original movie more so than the actual original movie. It helps to make sense of things using the original screenplay. It's like, why would they leave the dog Brandy alone after his owner was eaten? And this one, they bring him along with dire consequences. Sorry, animal lovers. But it does make sense why they brought him. Why would they leave him with his dead owner who's now buried underground? Like, who's gonna look after him? I mean, I guess they took the sympathy approach, like maybe we'll come back for him so he doesn't get eaten. But it's kids are getting eaten in this movie. Who cares? Just add more shock value to the film. The characters. They're not as good of actors and actresses as the cast of the original film, but they're still serviceable. Paul Grogan, played by William Catt, from Carrie, House, and White Ghost. He is the author who goes to stay at this cabin in the middle of nowhere with his friend Jack, who is in another cabin farther away, but that's besides the point. He is there to work on his next book or whatever. I feel making him an author served no purpose whatsoever, and just to make him a mountain man. Like in the original, Bradford Dillman was a good choice, and he had the scruffy beard and everything. This guy's just too clean. And I'm not dissing William Catt. I love watching him in films. But he was woefully miscast. Maggie, played by Alexandria Paul, is given more to say and do in this version. She takes over some of the men's lines, which is kind of weird. J.R. Randolph, played by Monty Markham, is Barbara's dad. Barbara is the girl who dies in the beginning of the movie. This time she's played by a bimbo. It's like, this is extra sleaze. And he is now actually the one who is running the festival of the grand opening of the hotel, or park, or whatever you want to call it. Dr. Letisa Baines is the female version of Dr. Robert Hoke from the original film. She's played by Darlene Carr, and I don't think she actually contributes anything new other than just being a complete jerk the whole time until it's time for her scene where she tries to save the little boy. It's like, she doesn't add anything. Why is she a woman even in the first place? It's like, it didn't need to be that way. Susie Grogan, played by Mila Kunis. Yes, that Mila Kunis actually looks like a brat in this movie. She doesn't do anything to warrant that title, but she just looks like she's a bitch. She was not as sweet and innocent as the little girl in the first original movie. It's like they just chose an actress. They were like, hey, she's a kid with attitude. Even though she doesn't present any, she just has that look in her eye. Laura, played by Soleil Moon Frye. Yes, Punky Brewster. She was also in Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings. But that is besides the point. She is basically the two camp counselors in the original film mixed into one, and she serves about as much purpose. Also, the camp leader, who was played by, I think his name was Paul Bartel in the original, is now a woman, because, yeah, feminism in 1995. Why does they need to be female? I mean, they make the camp counselor leader out to be a huge bimbo, so what's the point? You're not even serving your own purpose. The budget for the film was supposedly around $500,000, which is about $150,000 less than the original. Why? If you're gonna do a remake, it needs to either have a better team behind it or more money to work with, otherwise it's pointless. And I'll get into why it's also pointless in the next section. The gore, the effects, they used a ton of stock footage in this film, including a shot from Up from the Depths 1979, some from Humanoids from the Deep, and a lot from the original Piranha. Hell, they only used their own Piranha props near the second and third act. It's like, oh crap, we didn't have the Piranha ready in time. Well, we'll get them to you. And when they were filming later in the movie, like, okay, here they are. There are some gnarly wounds and bloody water, but nothing much else. It is shocking this film cost so much while using so little new stuff. The motion picture soundtrack, I like the start of the film using insect and pond sounds. It really sets the mood. The flute work is okay, but it kind of feels like it has nowhere to go. And the score overall is a bit forgettable. Christopher Lenartz, who also composed Humanoids from the Deep 1996, composed the music for this movie too. He still composes music for movies, mostly comedies like Baywatch 2017. Uncle Dog Food made a song for this movie called Killer Mutant Piranha. It's got some nice punk influences and it is cheesy as hell. It's just a weird song, but I get what they were going for. Overall, at least this is not as egregious as the 1998 remake of Psycho. While it is indeed a near beat-for-beat, shot-for-shot remake of the original Piranha, it does do a few things different. I just couldn't get the sight of cheap out of my eyes while watching this movie. It was very painful. Hurt a lot. If they really wanted to do a faithful remake, throw some more curveballs in there, surprise us, kill off characters we didn't expect to die. In the layman's terms, this is a swampy stinky in a poopy pond. Is that really the best I could do? Overall, I give Piranha, the 1995 remake of the 1978 cult classic, a 1 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and I'm Brian Gatto, the horror show host. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon, where even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I'd greatly appreciate it. It was a lot of vibrato. Also hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always, subscribe.